mechanizing farm equipment happened in the 1800s when patents really worked more or less well. But so you get machines like this, the Bell City from Racine, Wisconsin, which was separate from Case for a while, and then I forget who they ended up with, whether they got bought up by Case or if they were bought up by International Harvester. And then it's got a Hart grain weigher that's a separate patent, licensed and sold with the machine, or sold as an add-on by the dealer. And then on the other side here, we've got a wind stacker. And wind stackers were another separate patent item for quite a while that typically were branded. This one doesn't have... Oh, the other side here, there's the International Harvester logo loose. So Bell City got purchased by International Harvester then, and International Harvester and here's the feeder mark. Springfield, Illinois is where this patent feeder came from. So the machine, the main body, was built by Racine, and then it had a patent feeder from Springfield, Illinois. On the other side is the patent grain measurer from Peoria. I don't know where, I don't see the stamp for the wind stacker, but this case has a Farmer's Friend patent case stacker on it. And next to it is this Red River Special, and it's got a Hart patent feeder on it, which was purchased out. Nichols and Shepard did buy the Hart patent, but they made sure, and that's why they all they like to put all their patent marks on everything, is because they were proud of all the research and stuff they were doing, and they wanted to make sure that you knew that they had paid for any of the designs, or in theory had paid for the designs they were using, because if you thought you owned a patent and came across it out in the world, you might be able to go after them and actually win some money. And there's a few stories of different companies that, you know, snuck around and were using a patent and got caught before they could license it, or before they could refile a modified version and get a separate patent number for a different design. And those companies would get ruined sometimes. This is a John Deere, and it doesn't have any marks on it, but they did have a Hart feeder put on it. So there you go. Even though Hart was owned by Nichols and Shepard, or was licensed in a way that Nichols and Shepard could brand it for themselves, they also sold or licensed to John Deere at some juncture, or were put on John Deere's as well. And then this Avery is the monster thresher at the show. It's got the big dual feeder on the front, so in theory you could set it up to line up on those two wings. You could be running 4 wagons by at a time and just swing those feeder wings toward your wagons and toss as much grain in there as you had crew for. But I don't see the patent on the side of this to see whose design it is.